Welcome to the 2018 Cube.
Hi Ryan. Last week we played your 2018 Vintage Cube. How do you feel about this 2018 cube? It's sort of a throwback cube.
Sure. Yeah, this cube is a snapshot in time from 2018. It's the MTGO Vintage Cube. That's when I sort of took a break from playing the game. So I had been updating the Vintage Cube, for my play group. And this is sort of where I stopped. And there's a lot to say about it. I thought it was a very fun experience I've been playing over the last 2 years, more modern cubes. How about you?
Yeah, I was super happy to see Consecrated Sphinx is back. Jace is really good. All the Planeswalkers are in. I really liked all of the swords are in. Like
All the
this is a
swords
this
are
is
in
a
the whole
mid-range cube.
cycle.
Yeah, the whole cycle of swords is in. I was really happy to play this cube. There's a certain type of nostalgia. It's not quite old border, but this time period is really nostalgic in a way. Yeah, like look at all
This
those
is
five
right before.
drops. They fit
Yeah,
five
yeah,
drops in there. They put Thundermaw in. Hell yeah.
yeah. Right before, so no Ragavan. You have none of the completely busted stuff that competes with power, but you also don't have the Tri-Lands in this cube. So it's before that as well. And you're getting a ton of throwback cards and then of course, just like every iteration of the MTGO Vintage Cube, there's like a bunch of cards that are from the most current set that they're just sort of trying out in the cube.
This is your deck. You were playing blue black control. What'd you think about your deck?
I liked my deck. I kind of didn't get the tinker package that I wanted. Like I didn't open a mock, so I didn't get enough cheap artifacts to make it really strong. But I had some great turns with Sundering Titan that you don't get to do in Modern Cube, in a powered cube anymore. I mean, being able to lock someone out with Sundering Titan is so satisfying.
Shout out Shadow Mage Infiltrator. Shout out
Shadow
Life
Mage.
Bane Zombie. Shout out Augur Bolus.
Lifebane Zombie, I think one of those where they just threw it in as sort of like a design decision at the time. I mean, that was probably only in this iteration, then quickly came out, but it was really strong here.
This felt
I
like
mean, of
classic
course,
blue black control. This felt like you're tapping out for Grave Titan. That's good.
yeah, yeah, you're tapping out for Grave Titan. You're mana draining into Grave Titan. Time Twister, not even that good here, but just something you kind of got to take. I mean, I took it pretty early, but there wasn't anything else in the pack. Look at Wretched Confluence. That's a card that doesn't see cube play now. It
This
was
is a
pretty good
commander
in the
card.
game.
Yeah.
It
Three
is.
mana,
Yeah.
5 mana, draw three or a couple kill spells.
Yeah, I blew someone out in combat. And that's the thing about modern vintage cube. There's very little combat focused effects. And that kind of takes a big part of the game away.
This is my deck. This is a deck you don't see in the updated cubes. This is mono white land destruction. So we have balance, we have strip mine, wasteland, moat, ravages of war, and then every single big white planeswalker: Gideon, Elspeth, Karn, Ugin. I thought this was really cool to be able to play. Like Metalworker doesn't make the cut anymore. I have this Metalworker Staff of Domination combo here. If I have three artifacts in hand, I can make infinite mana. I was really happy to play Mutable and Mistress Factory as like my slow win cons. I was really happy to play all these six drops in my deck and not be instantly killed by Ragavan.
Absolutely. And just being able to cast Ravages of War in the right situation is so satisfying. Maybe they stumbled on mana and you have two, you cast it, and it's just so strong without having to get beaten down so quickly.
I think I played 18 lands. I might have played 19 lands with this Mox Diamond and the Grim Monolith, and I needed every single land to get to 8 mana.
Yeah, I can't believe you got Waste and Strip. I mean, this is really strong. I hadn't looked at the whole list.
This is game one, round one. We're playing at 7 times speed. This is my opening hand. This is exactly what my deck wants to do. Couple lands, got a Strip Mine, got a removal spell, got Warren Power Stone to ramp me, and it's my boy Ravages.
See my hand. Okay, yeah. So I had Shadow Mage. I had Hymn to Turok and Visions. That's a great 1, 2, 3. I mean, turn 4, I'm drawing three cards here. It's little interaction with him, and then hopefully I'm going to be drawing more cards off Infiltrator for the rest of the game. What happened in these games? Oh, I got destroyed. Yeah, let's see it.
Wall of Omens. Him to Torak. Him is still
What I hit
good.
off him just lands, so
No, land one
not
Power
great.
Stone. I needed that one Power Stone. Otherwise, I can't get to 6 mana to cast all my things. We're just trading spells back and forth. I just tap out for Ravages.
Yeah,
I
it's great.
I was like, there's no way he has more than 19 lands. I have 19 lands on my deck. I'm gonna draw more than him. But then you had your ancestral, so
Right, Ancestral's great, and Phantasmal Image better
just to
here
draw a
than it
card.
is now, I think.
Yeah.
Augur of
We just
Bolas,
pass, pass,
you wouldn't see
pass.
anymore.
So I cast Gideon. And then you
Yes, and I
cast
packed
Pact,
it.
and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. I think
Only
you thought you
4.
had 5 because I had stripped you the last turn. So you had counted, and then I'd stripped you, and then you went back down. So
That
before
could
the game
be.
had even started, you had made a whole speech. You were like, if I
I
pack
did.
Innovation, I will lose the game. I'm not gonna if I go past my draw step. So I yelled at you a bunch, but it happens. I think the strip mine it was effective at land destruction and keeping you off mana. So
Hilarious mistake, great moment, totally own it. I think it was fun. I lost to Pact. It came up for the rest of the rounds though. Pact was quite good.
yeah, Pact was good in the other games. You'll see. I just keep wastelanding off black. So you click me. I show all this high end trash, and you're just like, I think you just let me keep it all. I think that's
Yeah,
correct.
what am I gonna do?
I
Right,
have the
you
top
had
end secured.
2
I have
lands.
3 lands. I have 2 lands. Yeah, it's like, okay, buddy. If you get there, yeah, you can beat me down with a click. I mean, it's possible you should have taken the Hedron Archive because that would have slowed me down a little bit more. Play it. This is crazy. Well,
Maybe, but I knew I had Mana Drain, right? Or maybe I was hoping
Yeah,
to
yeah,
draw
no.
Mana Drain.
You knew. You had all this mana up, and I was like, well, I'm not going to get any better. I have all these 7 drops, so I'll just keep slamming them. No, what's the worst that can happen? And then I get mana drained, and I was like, oh, that is the worst that could happen.
I had Mana Drain and Twister, so I'm like, keep all that stuff. Cast the biggest. That's why I didn't take Archive. I'm like, I
Yeah,
want you
yeah.
to cast one of those.
Luckily, your Twister was not so good.
I lost because the Twister was bad. I might have won this game if my Twister was excellent.
All black cards in your hand, and you have one swamp. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I wanted to
That's
him
bad.
yourself. I had all these cool lines. I was just like, which is fine because I had stripped and wastelanded you, so that means my deck was doing its thing. But I was really disappointed that I didn't get to
Yeah, the
play
Mindslaver
anything.
turned out to be not good.
I take this super sweet line. I go Elspeth. I mana type my own Elspeth, and then I balance with 0 cards in hand,
Yes,
and then I uptick Elspeth. Balance is sweet.
incredible. I was so confused when you
I'm at
mana typed
4.
your own.
Yeah, you thought I was BMing. I wasn't BMing. I had it had plans. It's really hard to get through an Elspeth.
Elspeth is strong here.
I think I play Karn. You're like, that's enough. I don't want
There's
to.
no. I have
Yeah.
no outs.
I
Can't
was
see
so
it.
ready to downtick on your land too. You saw me eyeing it. I was like, how many swamps do you
Yeah,
have?
no, that's done.
This is Felix's deck. This was crazy. Lotus, Ancestral. That's already a good start. Then all the mana elves, channel for Ulamog, natural order. I thought this deck was really strong. It was really scary.
This deck looked really strong. You'll see in the games. I never got natural order to effect, but I was confused looking at his deck how he had enough blue sources to play ancestral. I guess he has that we can see he has 3 here.
Yeah, I think he has a trop that I maybe
He
didn't put
has a
in.
Trop
I think he
and
has one
3. Yeah.
trop. Yeah, so it was fine. Again, ancestral on one.
If you have
Everyone's
ancestral on 1, it's strong.
yeah.
It is not great later in the game.
You click him again. I think you do a similar thing where he shows you all these big things, and you're like, okay, I'll just take your low drop and just leave you with all that trash. I think that was smart.
Yeah,
Take the Waller roots.
I'm I'm trying to manage rain in this deck. It's fine.
You're trying to manage ring. You're trying to beat down this click. I love click.
Yeah, click's great. You're
Ancestral
getting
recall.
ancestral. I'm
Yeah.
not worried. I have my own ancestral coming. No big deal. The
Your
Augur of
clock was kind
Bolas,
of slow.
my clock was extremely slow. I mean, it's a Tinker deck. The idea was to
Yeah, yeah. You reanimate
lock them out. Yeah, Tinker reanimate.
the range servant. Put some squirrels into play. I think you have like 9 cards in hand once this ancestral resolves. Skin render. I love
Yeah, I
skin
got to
render.
kill the deranged hermit, which probably saved this game. This entire game, I was terrified of natural order. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
you just
just
die
dead.
on the spot. Oh, here we go. There you go. That you were
Yeah.
talking about earlier. You could do some combat math with the wretched goblins. I don't know if that's better than just drawing three, but it's
Uh,
okay.
I think I was trying to beat down at this point. He's at 13. I have a click, and
The skin
he had a
render.
lot of guys out. Yeah,
Yeah, I could see
I
it.
thought
Yeah,
I
you
could
need to
just
kill
win.
him. I think you're getting pretty low. Yeah, down to 10. You got three guaranteed in the air. Avenger.
Radiant Avenger. Get myself reacquainted. This was a cube staple from 2013 to 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I think green spells are doing a lot better. You got that new tyrant. You got
Hmm.
they don't have
Hmm.
to stoop to Avenger anymore. Control magic, also great. I think treachery was also in.
Yeah.
Uh, this is fine. Yeah. All the planeswalkers were really strong. I hadn't seen that one before, that green one, the Freylease, but
Yeah. Well, when you get into a sort of like locked board and you can tick up every turn, it's great.
the Dalkin Shackles.
The shackles,
You only got two islands, but it's enough. You can take their
it's
spell,
enough.
trade with the other creature, slows it down a bunch.
It makes combat impossible because you shackle
Hmm.
something at the start of combat and then you're losing two creatures every turn.
I thought you were finished, but then you have
Right.
Living Death. This is
Here
awesome.
I'm
You were
setting up
totally
living
playing
death.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were totally prepped for that too. You had it in hand. You were just trading off your creatures aggressively.
Yeah. I really wanted to make sure his creatures that weren't tokens didn't die so that we could swap. Living death, fun card.
Unfortunately, has his squirrels. Your click's gonna get there. He's at 7. He spends a while thinking here.
I'm terrified. I mean, he has all this mana. He
Then he
plays
plays
Terrastodon.
Terrastodon. Yeah.
We
Makes
had
him
some
go.
back and forth over what I was Terrastodoning. Well, I think I copy it in a second here.
You're both at 7. Yeah, this board state very messy. You blow up some of your lands to make some elephants.
Yeah, we're lucky this is 7 times speed. I think I sat for a while thinking about
Down
what
to
lands I
4.
want to make into creatures.
Like he has Progenitus in hand.
See, that's how I won. I mean, if Progenitus was in his deck and he drew natural order like 4 turns ago,
The
there's
flipped,
nothing I
yeah,
could
the
have done.
flipped order. He goes for the alpha swing. You're at 7.
This was a mistake. I think the game
Yeah,
got really hard and it
you get
allowed me to
tired.
win
Yeah,
in combat, but it was very complicated. See on the bottom of the screen, I have one more 3/3, and that ended up really mattering.
yeah. You make shift. You put the skin render. He doesn't have enough blockers, and he's dead. I think there's probably a way where you like hold back the blockers, but sometimes you have to just send all the creatures in. This game, there's no futzing around. You Black Lotus, Planeswalker, upticks, makes a 4/4, and you die really quick.
Yeah, and this is the thing about cube at this time. It's power cube, so the power is much stronger than it is now. I mean, there's no catch-up mechanism with Ragavan or Minsc and Boo. If you power out a Planeswalker on turn 2, the game's almost always over.
I think you're buried aliving. It's a little worse than Entomb, but get some things in the graveyard.
Yeah, I
Ancestral.
unfortunately didn't have any other great combos with it, but I sensed during the draft that Tinker wasn't going that well, so I kind of had to pivot into Reanimator as well.
Again, the Planeswalkers. There's very few Planeswalker remove. They haven't printed it yet. You just slam Gravetye in.
Yeah,
This was
Planeswalkers are
key.
all about combat. Right, I actually countered I used the pack correctly. I
Yeah.
had 5 mana.
This pact was awesome. This was a really good pact. Tap out for a 6 drop, counter your 4 drop. I've won the game.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is just Titan taking over the game.
Hmm.
From here on, he makes a few guys. I think I kill the Avenger or take control of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
here we
steal
go.
it. Bunch of chump blockers, and you're in. Strong showing from Grave Titan. Boom, fist bump.
Surprised I won this game. I mean, he had a great deck. He got kind of unlucky
You played really
not
tight,
drawing the natural order.
and the practice good. This is Henry's deck. Henry's
Yeah,
playing 4 color Palinchron combo. If you have Palinchron, Heartbeat, or Sneak Attack in play, you make infinite mana, and then he's trying to Bonfire. Uh, Jace is really good. Got some good card advantage, good counter spells. It's a scary deck.
wrecked me. Let's see it.
This is Henry's starting hand. He wanted me to let everyone know Lava Claw Reaches is one of his Palinchron outlets. So
Yeah.
it's not just a fixing land, it's also a win con.
Hell
So
yeah.
I don't think you show your hand. It's okay. You're in. Him. Consistent him.
Him needed to be better to win this match. I needed to hit one of the combo pieces to win, I think.
You were doing great. You trade 1 for 1, trade for 1 for 1, and then he slams Jace. And you have
Jace.
no counterspell. And that's
Jace is brutal.
yeah. In 2018, Jace is king.
Feel good. Right, and again, not much planeswalker removal. So you're looking
Yeah,
at
and
Jace like you need to attack it.
there's no Hero's Downfall. Or there's only Hero's Downfall. They didn't print any of the like bone shards or anything yet. I don't think you had any planeswalkers. Nice, good pact.
It's not enough though. Because I mean, how do I beat Jace? I don't even remember. Okay, so how does he win? He just plays Palinchron on like 9 mana here.
Once you have a Jason play and you're brainstorming every turn, you find your way. You'll get there.
He has reanimate in hand. I don't remember him casting that. Oh, this his deck's really strong.
Yeah, a lot of recursion.
Right? Does he reanimate Palinchron here? I think that's how you win.
He goes regrowth and gets back the sneak
Oh,
attack and just sets up for another
yeah,
turn.
yeah,
You
and I
slam
use
Grave
my
Titan.
counter spell.
Yeah, you used your pact. The pact is really good if you have pressure in play, but when you have to pact with no pressure and then tap out the next turn, it's so much worse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my deck would have loved a memory lapse. Would have loved just even another counter spell. All right, so we're seeing the combo.
We're seeing the combo. Once you have sneak attack and you have 6 lands in play, you sneak it in, untaps your lands, you bounce it, and you do it again. You make infinite mana, and then he has uh, whoop, 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 bonfire for X and a million.
Got me.
I think even without the combo, I think Jace might have just you could have just like uptick Jace, uptick Jace, uptick Jace, and
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
have
He
got
could have
there.
plus Jace for the win, which is a hilarious way to win.
These are good hymns, reanimate and Jace, but it doesn't
I was
seem.
I was optimistic after this him, I have to say.
Got your shadow. You got your creeping tar pit in there.
So I twist her.
You Twister. I think Twister not that good in your deck.
Not that good. I took it early, um, thinking about going into combo, and it never happened.
He sneaks in Wolfhall Primus, so it dies, it comes back, kills 2 things.
Brutal.
Yeah. His removal is good against you, unfortunately. You do need to kill him with click. Like you don't have another way to win. Once again, just assembles the sneak
Combo off.
attack Palinchron.
Yeah, not a good matchup for me.
This is your deck. How'd you feel about it?
I really needed a few more pieces of fast mana, or even just signets in this deck to get the Tinker working. But other than that, it was fun. It was fun. It was great. I mean, Q from this time. really showed off how powerful power was. And that's one of the things that is so upsetting about to me about modern Magic is they printed these cards that are so strong, and it's like you turn one load, it's not even that good anymore. Like you just play a Minskin on turn two on the other side, and, and you win.
I played against Twin, one of my matchups. I was so excited. They played Electrolyze into Cryptic Command, and then they slammed Keranos. I was like, hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah, let's go.
Hell, I was so excited to lose. I was like pumping my fist. I was like, yes, Keranos is back.
Yeah, Karanos. He's
Do
strong
you,
here. He's strong.
do you think you would consider adding new cards that you feel like embody what 2018 was about? Like they do print some cards that are like in the Foundation set, they printed a bunch of cards that were a little more normal set, power level wise.
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe just try to make a cube with all, like, including new cards, but just not having any power outliers where you're kind of capping the power level around here. I'm probably going to keep this cube as a time capsule and work on a completely new cube.
That makes sense. All right. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for cubing, and I look forward to
Or,
playing the cube again and having you on again.
hell yeah.